Everyone, this is King Stevian. I am doing an update for the cease and desist letter that were dated April 3rd, 2019. Okay, as y'all know, we are in May. Um, the what do you call it? The man's calendar, however, whatever you want to call it. But it was to the state of Florida, Department of Revenue. Why them? State of Florida, it is to the actual state and their actual department. And their department is what? The power of attorney for the person that is in this case, the mother of the case. Okay? Now, I'm explaining this to everyone so that way you understand what's going on. I don't like doing it too much in the detail, and I really like talking in codes because, one, notice when you go into the courtroom, or that thing they call the courtroom, you give them your email address, okay? And since you gave them your email address, they use that to follow you, okay? This is how they find you on Facebook and whatnot and wherever else, and YouTube and Google. This is why they want your email address. So do not give them your email address anymore. Okay? Just don't give them your email address. They're not going to email you. So what other reason do they need your email address? So I'm just giving you that so that your eyes are open. They want to see what you post on YouTube. So they seeing what I'm posting. I noticed when I was sending some information to a brother, what wound up happening was they were blocking everything I sent him. Why? Because he gave them his email and I gave them my email. So they look at what you are sending to one another and the world. Okay, so I had some emails through YouTube asking what's going on, what they're going to do, what they're not going to do. Listen, I understand every situation is different. And for my situation, I'm not sending out the cease and desist letter to immediately stop it just like that. Okay? Some things will stop, but not all things. But this is to build a case against them folks. So if you kept your cease and desist letter and they didn't respond, what proof do you have they didn't respond? They can easily say they didn't get it. Okay? What proof? Now, if you have one of these, which you see this right here, and I'm also putting this on YouTube so that way it verifies that it was signed for. Now notice the all caps and the printed name, received by the printed name, is part of their signature. Okay? So and this was to the actual Office of the Attorney General. Okay? So they got it. They stamped for it. I also sent it to the Department of Revenue, which is an arm of the state. Okay? That is the department. They're the power of attorney for the mother in this case. They signed for it. They printed their name. Boom. Right? So, when the cease and desist letter went out, they signed for it. Both of them. Okay? All three parties. Because the mother is represented by these guys. Now you have record that they received it. They didn't respond. It's called tacit admission. Write that down. Go look it up. It's called tacit admission. And it can be used in court. This letter can be used in court. Okay? Build your case up for every single thing they're doing for you. Go look up the laws for everything they're doing for you. Document it. Put it in your folder. Then, in the end, you hit them with your punchline. And we'll get to that another day. Okay? Don't want to go in it right now. But I want to read this, what the cease and desist letter stated. The case 972126 was closed on 4/12/2015. Now, you might say, wow, why are you submitting that it was closed? Well, this is part of my case. Okay, and you need to know what I mean by it was closed. Okay, you don't know, but I do know. Okay, but it goes on to say, but you, the department, pursue bill of attainder. Look that word up. If there is a loan given to Stevie Thompson, let's see what I used, okay, and was signed, and that is not my name, folks, okay, and was signed for, please forward the info. But since there is none, note it that I, Stevie Tyrone Thompson, hereby order you and your agencies, agents, businesses, employer, employees, because remember, they are an employer. The state of Florida is an employer. Okay? The government is an employer. And it says, and or associated parties. That includes the mother, the department, the state, to withdraw and cease and desist bill of attainder all legal and non-legal actions against the called person on and or individual Stevie Thompson. You are notified by this letter henceforth to withdraw from naming, calling, presuming that I, Stevie Thompson, is a thing, subject, person, debtor, litigant, obligor, obligee, employee, or any name set forth in your Title 4D. Rules and or regulations under Amendment 1 and U.S. Constitution. I have freedom of religion. Now you might say, well, why you threw that in there? Well, why, if religion is separate from your state, why they still say, do you swear to tell the truth so help you God? Ask them that. Okay, I'm going on. Rules and or regulations under Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. I have freedom of religion. And as a free spirit, that means I'm separate from this, all caps name. That is not the spirit. Spirit is King Stevian. Okay? Wink, wink, hint. Separate yourself. Free spirit and Emmanuel, God with us. No man owns, controls, or sets rights or rules, especially debts, or a woman over Stevie Thompson. You know the scripture says, a woman shall not have power over a man. Who's going against you, folks? It's the woman and the department. I'm free, according to scripture. I got a right to express myself. Regardless of what anybody say, don't be throwing this in there and that and there. I got a right to express myself, regardless. And it says, over Stevie Thompson, except God himself, I do not and will not cooperate with you or any of your agency associations, and voluntarily withdraw myself from all dealings with you and your agency and associate parties. I demand that any and all cases be closed out. All overpayments be refunded, given, and or demanded mailed back, along with a letter confirming the close sent to Stevie Thompson. See below, domicile. You have 21 days to comply, or all will be presumed correct. That will be your tacit admission. Okay? In the above stated facts, and no further legal action will be taken. So I'm telling them I will not take any legal action against you if you reply. Okay? And then it says, Stevie Thompson on behalf of the all caps name. Okay? So that's a different person. Different person. Cease and desist. Okay? Now, I understand I done got messages from a couple people asking about it and how did it go. Well, they never responded. So now this goes into my folder. Okay? So it's building up a case against them for everything else. And the second part of the case is what? The case was closed on this date. And I'll give y'all some information about that later, about this, or you can email me directly, cityside2006@gmail.com, and I would explain this. I don't want to put this on the internet yet. This was closed. This case was closed. But they still pursue bill of attainder. Okay? I'm King Stevian. Like I said, you know, I'm giving this in detail. I don't have to hide anything, the case number, the name. I even put the social security number because it's mine. I can do what I want to with it. I'm over that all caps name. King Stevian is. Okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Okay? Don't let these people punk you around. And if they ignore it, let them ignore it. Okay? Now, I got a court date coming up. I'm going to show y'all this. Because I filed an appeal. They said that my motion was granted. No, my motion is not granted. Just you said the respondent's motion was granted to stop the driver's license. But they put contingencies on there. Saying if he do this, if he do that, then yeah, we won't do. No, homeboy. So I filed an appeal. Now, this is the problem with this appeal. It went right back to the same judge, hearing officer, excuse me. No. It's supposed to go to a higher court. So when I get here, I'm going to tell them what they need to do with that. Pretty much shove it. Because I don't want to go back to the same person and argue with the same. That's stupid. That makes no sense to go back to the same person. Okay? Now, I stated everything I need to state in my motion. Okay? And on June, in June is when the actual date is. And see that hearing officer? Rough. Courtroom 1C, June 13. Now, what happened was I went ahead and paid this money to them, okay? And I put it was done under duress, okay? I didn't do it in agreement. I did it under duress. So that's going to be stated for the record, okay? I just went back on this, but dealing with this, that has nothing to do with this, okay? So when I get there, I'm only going to focus on this. So if they try to bring this up, no. That's what they do. They'll try to get you off course and off track. Stick to the script when you file your appeals. Okay? Now for the guys that are, because I want them to get in the money back and go in agreement with me on, hey, the reason why I'm not going to pay it. The reason why I can't pay it. Even though it's already paid, it was paid under duress. So give me that back. And if they deny it, or give me my money back because whatever. Because I stated in the appeal why I wasn't able or should pay the money. One, the hearing officer was like, oh, well, you can go do this. Because I was like, hey, I got to pay money other places. So pretty much I'm just telling them I'm not going to pay it. I can't pay it. They ignored everything, went on, say, but there are some things in there when you state you're not going to do something because you're in command. Let them know that you're over this name. That's the first thing you do. And you give them your God-given name, which can be the lowercase, which can be King Stevian, whatever name he gave you, King Mike, King Joe. If the Father in heaven told you that's your name, you don't use this name. You state that for the record, okay? So, but back to this. Cease and desist. Make sure your stuff is notarized. Then you file a court case, a motion, an affidavit, and state everything in the affidavit, the laws and all that. Then you go into court and say, hey, I sent them a cease and desist letter. And what you're requesting them is that they drop the case because you sent them the cease and desist letter. But make sure you have this signed by them. What is this? Okay, this is USPS tracking. Okay, United States Postal confirmation. Okay, so this is what y'all do. A lot of people send out cease and desist letters and that's it. No, don't just send them a letter. Send something that they can sign. And if they don't send some back to you and reply and rebut, to let them know they did not rebut what I sent out. That's what you file in the courts. And this, after you send a cease and desist letter, you file for dismissal. Okay? But I'm going to show you what else was sent. Okay? You send them this. You can find this online, download it. It's called a COL form. Color of law. Okay? And on it, you fill it out. I'm showing y'all what to do after the cease and desist. You send this to them because they didn't send out something about your license or they're going to put you in jail or you have to pay. Well, you send them this in return. You always reply back to them. But every time you reply, you let them know, I am not the person. I am this person. I am over this person. The all caps thing. Okay? And then in it, you give them the description of what's going on, the reason. You know, tell them they're in error, whatever you may tell them. I certify that you sent it to them on this date. But when you'll see all that on the form, okay? Now, you also send them this. Go to your local courthouse and get a notice of voluntary dismissal. Voluntary dismissal, okay? And you file it in your court. Okay, this is Leon County, folks. They got my court case number and all that. I don't got to hide it like them other people online. No, go look at it. I want you to follow me. Okay? The name, that's my name. Okay? And it should have this. If y'all don't have it, then I can make it up for y'all guys and send it to your email. Okay? And it says who I am. Boom, boom, boom. All this. And if you notice, I put all rights reserved UCC 1301. Boom. The signature. Boom. Okay. Send it to them. And I send it to everyone involved in this case number here. Okay. And when you send this, even when you send your cease and desist letter, make sure you attach. See, this is everything. All to everyone. Everyone I send it to. State of Florida. The mother. Send them the agreement, because that was an agreement. This was a mediation agreement. Okay. So, rescinding my signature off that. So, going back, that means I'm off the case. Out of the case. Okay. Because an agreement, this was the agreement. It's two parties. Okay. This is the second part after the cease and desist and the color of law. Again. Put this in your folder, and when you go to file for your dismissal, you let them know, hey, I sent them a voluntary dismissal. I sent them a cease and desist. Okay? And these are the reasons why I'm requesting that this case be dismissed. My signature's off of this. Okay? I voluntarily dismiss it. Take me off the contracts. So no one can say, hey, we can't, we don't have to. No, they have to. And if they continue to do it after that, then you start filing fraud charges on them. And you keep, I hear people say federal court. Well, yeah, fraud can go into federal court. Yes, it can. Because now, yeah, that's what it is. It's fraud. Don't file in federal court just yet. Do this in regular court first. And then if they don't want to do it, you file an appeal to go to the higher court for what you just filed. This is the color of law, and the cease and desist letter. Like I said in the last video, you want to lose against them so that way you're able to file an appeal. and the appeal should go to a higher court. But in mine, it did not go to the higher court, which I'm going to let them know, hey, you know, I requested that this go to a higher court. They gave it back to you. No. That's what I will request when I go into court. They know what they're doing. They even stated that it goes to a higher court. So, after all this, and I'm just throwing that in there, but that's not dealing, the appeal is not dealing with the cease and desist. But, you know, so, your color of law form and cease and desist and voluntary dismissal form. Okay. Guys, you got to be on this, know what you're doing, keep record of what you're doing, and then file for a dismissal. Okay. And put all this in the court records when you file your affidavit. In your affidavit, you state all this, what you filed, and why it's going to be dismissed. And then once they deny it, go file in a higher court for an appeal. And if that don't work, then you go in federal court with it. And you go for fraud, because now they're still using what? Your social security number, which is felony. Which is a felony. And you withdrew out of the contract, and they're still enforcing a contract. You cannot enforce a contract. If that, it got to be beneficial for both parties. Okay? They didn't have the right to use your social security number only if you told them to. And once you separate yourself out of that all caps name and your proper person, always state that for the record when you go in court, then they're committing fraud. And that can go in any court. Okay? So, folks, I'm King Stevian. Give me a call, 850-345-4120. You can text me, email me, cityside, CITYSIDE2006 at gmail.com or yahoo.com. Either or email, I will get it. And I will send you the color of law form, the voluntary dismissal form, all that stuff there. Okay? And I hope this was brought to light for some of y'all who have sent a cease and desist letter and it didn't work. It still worked, but they didn't respond. But you have no proof. You got to have proof. And again, like I was stating, let me get this again. This proves it, that they got it. Okay, they signed for it. Their signature. And you're in command. You're in control. Okay. Hope this helps, guys. I'm out.